The showdown at Kawanakajima ended in victory for the Takeda army, and Kenshin was forced to retreat to Echigo. Shingen then began preparations for a march to the capital, but this would earn the ire of the Hojo clan, who broke their alliance with the Takeda and stopped shipments of salt into Kai. Left with little choice, Shingen marched on Odawara Castle. Alright, so here is the next stage, Odawara Infiltration, and as you can see, this is a castle battle. This is our very first castle battle that we'll be going through. So I'll be going through the mechanics of that when we actually start. But for now, as you can see, the objectives, we have to defeat Ujimasa Hojo to win. If I die or if the time runs out, we lose. So the equipment, the weapon, I have the second tier weapon, the Shogun fan, so I'll equip that. The items, something I should bring up because I haven't already. Notice that with the saddle and the Arabian saddle, you see the word field in the bottom part of that picture. Basically, I'm not saying it's a mandatory thing. However, if you wind up equipping an item that is meant for a field battle in a castle battle, you're basically wasting an item slot. So make sure you don't do that, and there will be times where you're going to have to do that for the fact that we have to go through siege battles. Siege battles are basically both. You start off in the field, then enter the castle. But I'll bring that up again later on because we will be going through a siege battle as well. So anyways, so if you were to try to figure out what items you want and you don't, or I should say if you have a field item equipped and you're in a castle battle, they will warn you about that. That way you won't mess up on that. Anyways, so I mean, there's no real good items for me really to equip. I'll go with the Tengu sandals for now. And as for the unit info, since this is a castle battle, we won't know who's really in here until we actually get going. But like I said before, I'll go through the mechanics as we go on. So no unit info this time. All you know is we're facing the Hojo army. So, and it's just me, by the way. There's nobody else in this castle that's on my side. Just me. Anyways, let's do it. So, for castle battles, you're basically, the objective is to get from one section of the map, which is your starting point, to the other to head up a flight of stairs. You see a little little bleeping blue square in the top right corner. That's our goal. However, we don't know exactly where or how to get there. Using the map definitely helps. There is a unique item down the road that we're going to get that will make things a lot easier for that. So keep that in mind. Also, in certain castle battles, which you do need to be careful about, there will be fire attacks inside the castle. So when that time comes, because we're going to probably go through one or two being engulfed in the flames, but I'll talk about that when we get there. Once we get there, but I'll bring it up now, you're going to very slowly start to lose health. Also, health in this area here in castles are very difficult to come about, or to come by. So make sure you know when to attack and when not to attack, because these troops that are coming out, they're coming through a gate where it's pretty much endless. So just be careful with that. Anyways, we're going to keep on moving. This is basically a trap section, as you can see there. If you fall in, then you're going to have to fight the current to get back there. Also, there are a lot of fucking traps in these castles, so you might want to be careful, like that, which will, well, fortunately the archers actually got me out of there, but just be careful. There are a lot of fucking traps in these castles where will potentially give you a hard time getting through the castle. So just be careful. So I should mention the goal, obviously, which I have said already, but I haven't gone into more details about it. You need to get from one place to the other, which obviously is that blue blip, and then you're pretty much going through multiple floors or subfloors. And once you get to the top, the objective is right there, and then you will. Oh, here comes Hanzo.
A ninja. A worse enemy could not be met here.
So there will be missions within the castle, but you have to actually be in a certain area or trigger a certain thing to get those missions. So just be careful with that too. But anyways, as I was saying,
I can do no more.
this floor that I'm on isn't the only floor. Most castles will have 4 floors of this bullshit, and then the top with a total of 5. There will be a couple of castles where there will be only 4 floors, and then there's one castle that will have 6. So this castle right here has a total of 5 floors if you include the top. Yeah, let's be careful with that. Alright, now Tsunoshige. Like I said before, I won't know exactly who's in here when it comes to the info until either one of two things. One, well, even if you have the lantern, which is the item that you would need to make these castle battles a lot easier, you really won't really know until you actually approach them. But even with the unit info, you won't know who is really here from the start until either A, you actually know, oh, I hate those fucking things. You have no idea. There's going to be troops that will be able to attack you from the top. And the other bullshit thing is, even if you're trying to look up, they're not there. You won't see them. But once you get close, they'll come tumbling down as you saw like that. And those to me are more annoying than that irritates me more than the archers in Dynasty Warriors 3. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I think I'm getting close to the end now. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, that's the first 4 done. There will be items and weapons all around the map, but just like I was about to say before, with the enemy officers, you won't really know exactly where they are unless you actually memorize the stage or just have an idea on who to expect. But when it comes to the items, they will be in these boxes here. As you saw right there, I got another weapon. But not all crates have weapons or items. It could be other stuff too. There is an item where you could actually figure out exactly where each and every crate, whether it's a crate like the yellow crates or those wooden crates, you'll be able to figure out exactly where each and every one is. But we'll get to that later. But for now, we'll go through the next floor. This is the second floor of 5 if you include the top. If I'm not mistaken, this castle actually has a total of 5 floors, including the top. Well, the top is part of the 5 floors, I should say. So, let's see here. I'm trying to remember exactly how this stage worked, because there are a lot of castles you could go through. Just keep in mind that you're going through a castle with one character. Just if you're going through the same castle, but you're doing it as a different character, keep in mind your starting points will be different. And in some cases, from what I've seen, certain hallways and stuff will change, but there'll be a few things that will be kind of similar. Most of the time, the map layout is near similar. There was a couple of times where I saw it where it actually changed, but that was rare, and for the fact that I actually had the lantern equipped, it didn't really matter to me at that point. So just be careful with that. Also, these snares, don't worry about it. You just have to break them to move on. In certain cases, you could actually use the double jump just to get over it, and you'll be set. Alright, now Ujikuni. And as I said before, you really won't know, if you're playing it for the first time, you won't really know who you're going to be facing until they actually show up. So, yeah, we actually, shit. Oh, there we go. Alright, we're getting close. Hopefully. It feels so weird not having the lantern equipped, but I'll get that soon. Health, I definitely could use that right now. Fucking musket fucks. Alright, now Uchinori. Alright, we're getting there. There are a few troops that I actually can defeat, and they'll be able to drop something along the lines of. But when it comes to the endless troops, I'm not gonna worry about them, because once I defeat them, there will be a stronghold somewhere where they'll continuously to come out, and there's no reserve captain. So there's really no need for me to really. I think there's health here. That's a lot of fucking health, and I feel like I kind of wasted it. So, anyways, oh, there we go. But yeah, if you're trying to go for every fucking troop in the stage, don't do it, because you're gonna end up fighting the same troops over and over again, coming out of the same stronghold, and you won't be able to enter, or not. You won't be able to make any progress. Now, here's the gimmick for Odawara Castle. When you reach this floor, and I believe, yeah, this is the 3rd floor, you notice that there are 6 bleeping blue squares, and not just one. Well, the other 5 are traps, and there's only one real exit. If you accidentally run into a trap one, the stairs will break, and you'll just continue to move on to try to find the right one. And this is only for Odawara Castle. There's a few gimmicks here and there. I mean, for me personally, I know that this is like one of the bigger gimmicks because there's no fake exits anywhere else. Alright, now Kagesuna is down. And nope, Masamune Date will be in here, because as you heard from Shingen, those aren't Hojo soldiers, as you can see. And you can see it says Date Army. So, most likely, well, if you went through Yukimura's story for the first time and then enter this particular stage, if you're expecting Masamune at that point, then yeah, he will be here. There he is.
Remember that name in the afterlife.
Alright, Masamune is down.
I am no fool. I know when it's time to retreat.
He's not down for the count, but he's down. Alright. Now let's go for...
It is 10 years too early for you to claim such a title. You have much to learn yet from older, wiser dragons.
Yeah, here it comes. That pretty much signifies that there's multiple exits, and you gotta find the real set of stairs. If you're lucky to find if you're lucky to defeat the reserve captain, and then go up the first flight of stairs and going through it, and it's not a fake, you're real one lucky son of a bitch. But I already know that this is gonna be a fake, so yeah, I was gonna flip the fuck out if I was wrong. I mean, in a good way, but still. There is an item, I think it's in Masamune's stage, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely not here, because I know there is a unique item later on, but you would have to make sure you go through all 6 stairs to get the item. But I'll talk about that when we get there as well. Alright, here's the next one. Some defense captains will be buffed up, so be very careful with that, and they could actually do some serious damage. So, like I said, be careful with that. Let's see here. Oh, wow, on my second shot. I am definitely not complaining about that. Alright, so here's the next floor, which will be the final floor of this nonsense, as I like to call it, because after this floor, we will reach the top, and we would have to defeat Ujimasa, and then end it. And Ujimasa is a non-playable, but he becomes a playable character, and well, in this case, he's a generic character, but he becomes a playable character in Samurai Warriors 3. So, just a little fun fact for you on that one. Yeah, I hate those fucking things. I hate when, like I said, them attacking from atop, and sometimes you're not even fucking ready for it. I'll tell you, and I'll give you that warning now, there will be times where I'm just going to keep on running, and I'm going to get slammed by those fucking troops. That's going to happen somehow. It didn't happen here. Well, it didn't happen right there. It almost did, and I had fucking speed shoes. Fortunately, fucking Shingen is slow at the moment, but once his speed goes up, it's gonna happen. I should also mention, in certain cases, it only happens with Kunoichi and Hanzo, where, as you saw when those troops came up from the top, they will also do that too. So keep that in mind. It won't be just troops, but it will be officers as well, or generals. Well, the only two that I could think of that would happen to, or happen with, is Kunoichi and Hanzo, just for the fact that those are the only two that I've seen really do that. Anyways, let's get closer to the top. Maybe I should go and try to find health somewhere. Alright. That was close. Oh yeah, and I should mention as well, when you're right about to head to the stairs, there may be an enemy general guarding those stairs. So, you might want to be careful with that, but when that time comes, you will know, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But there's no real way for you to really move on, or even go back sometimes, because you're going to be trapped in there with that said general, and that fire ninja has to go, that fire ninja has to go, that fire ninja has to go. That is definitely needed. Alright. Also, another trick, if you're really lost in a castle, you might want to head to this screen here by pausing, and then go to map details and look very closely and see if there's any doors heading in certain areas that you may have entered but you haven't looked closely into. And yeah, as I was saying, if there's a spot that you entered but you haven't really looked into, and you see a little space in the edges of that particular room, that pretty much indicates that there is a door that you haven't gone through, and that will also help you out as well. But once you get the lantern, you wouldn't have to worry about that as much, because the lantern will pretty much give you the layout already, and you don't have to worry about getting lost. In this case, I have to worry about that. Alright. Wow, 10, not that bad. I mean, since this is the 4th floor, and I'm right there, I know that was close. I know that the thing, or the exit is right here. Yeah, there's somebody behind that gate. If you're about to head to the exit and you see this gate shut, that means there will be somebody right there waiting for you. And I know it's Kenshin. So let's do it.
I wanted to thank you for the salt. You saved the people of Kai.
You do not need to thank me. The people of Kai are not my enemies. You are, Shingen.
That means I have no choice in the matter.
Also, if you're wondering, there won't be a cutscene each and every fucking time you enter a closed gate. It was just for that one particular instance. There might be a few more that I could think of that I can't really think of off the top of my head. But typically speaking, when you go through a closed gate like that, there will be, usually there won't be a cutscene, and then you'll see the enemy right there, ready for you.
Until we meet again. Speaks only with his blade. Such a difficult man.
Alright, fuck it, let's just go up. We'll defeat Ujimasa, and then call it a part.
Prepare for the end, Ujimasa. The moment you sought to challenge me was the very moment you lost.
So, there'll be a few troops up here along with the enemy commander. If you want to make things a little bit easier, do some damage to the commander and then try to defeat the troops. If they have upgrades, then you might want to be careful and not waste them, because I just picked up a full and I don't think I really needed it at the time. But anyways, we defeated everybody. Now all that's left is Ujimasa. Oh wait, there's a few over here. Oh wait, they just keep on showing up. For this stage, they just keep on showing up. So let's finish them off.
You fought well. The people are the walls, and the people are the castles. You chose the wrong path. You may build a mighty castle, but in the end, it is people who win wars. What do you think of that?
And that's a win. Alright, so that's another stage down. There's really no there's no screen where it comes to like fast forwarding and figuring out exactly what happened, like no overlay map when it comes to castle stages. So we're gonna just continue on from here. So weapons, I'll keep that just for the fact that it's one more higher than the last one. I don't know. they just get better and better. I don't know why I keep on replacing it, but I'll discard that one. And no third tier. Alright, that's fine. So we have a better Tengu Sandals and a better Kappa Amulet. Alright, cool. There's really no bodyguard experience for this one because it was just me and no bodyguards. Keep in mind, when you enter any castle, it's only you, not just your allies. Not just your allies are not going to be in that castle, but your bodyguards as well. So keep that in mind. Anyways, so here's our experience points overall. I could have done a little better with the clear time because I was kind of milking it to try to get more KOs, which I could have done better as well. Item experience bonus, you know, something tells me I might have missed somebody somewhere, and I didn't pick up enough items in the stage, or there had been an officer somewhere that I missed, for sure. Anyways, now with all that being said, we have a total of, wow, that helps. So 660 points. We unlocked pressure, which is deadlock bonus attack power. Like I said before, if you have a better, if you win the deadlock outright by mashing the button as fast as you can and pushing it to one full side, then you will be able to retaliate with some type of counterattack, and that's the damage for that. Anyways, we also unlocked rally, counter, fortitude. Shit, there's nothing really good that I want to equip. I mean, if anything, maybe rally and maybe counter, but nothing really else. You know what? I'm gonna hang on to the points. We'll save, and there you have it. You have been watching my gaming adventures featuring Samurai Warriors, and I'll see you in the next part where we will go and continue on with Shingen's story, and the next stage will be the Battle of Nagashino. So this time around, we will have Shingen in the stage, so that will change a lot in comparison. But I'll actually talk about that in the next part. So with that being said, peace out.